Hey guys, it's Mr.Blais. For this demonstration, I'm going to show you how to create a stained glass looking landscape of a national park of your choosing. That's right, I always like to encourage choice, so we're going to be choosing a national park. And we're going to add the extra element of making this look kind of like it's a stained glass window. And I'll show you some examples of pictures in class as well. The first thing you're going to do is kind of mask out the sky and the foreground, getting the basic colors. Now for this part, we're going to select the polyline tool, which is under the line options. Polyline can give kind of an angular effect, but if you click the points close enough, you can get a curve. However, if you're a person that likes the curve look versus angular, it's really dependent on personal preference and the objects that you're selecting. So I'm going to go through a bunch of selection of portions of this landscape, and what I'm doing is I'm getting the bigger areas first, and then I'll go into kind of the shadow areas, and then lastly I'll add in finishing touches of some details. So I'm going to go through and speed this up, but just remember take your time, and if you make a mistake, a lot of times the mistakes are if you click your lines in too close together, your points. So what I recommend doing is pressing the Control, Alt, and then the plus or minus button. Plus to zoom in, minus to zoom out. And as you can see there, I just made a mistake, and you just select Control Z to undo that. But Control Alt plus is a great way to zoom in, because if you just hit Control plus, it zooms the entire screen. But Control Alt plus zooms in just your work screen. So again, you're just looking to mask your large areas first, like the area where like these shrub-like items are next to the river. And if you haven't noticed already, this is a segment of the Grand Canyon. And I'm going to be going through and finishing up this area here. It takes a little while to go through it, so I'll probably just speed most of this up. Don't forget to match the colors too. One thing that you might have noticed in my video is that I was using a color picker. Now, many students are using Chromebooks in my school, so you will not be able to use a color picker. So, click on the paint bucket, select Custom. Then, what you're going to do is you're going to kind of eyeball the color with the picture reference image next to it. And you can move it around to get that color. You can also use the color slider, opacity if it's a little more transparent. Then once you lock in that color, select OK. Also, what you can do is you can create a gradient. There are pre-done gradients, as you can see here. I'm going to select Custom. And then if you click on the gradient point, you can then select a color to make like a custom ombre sky, or I'm going to kind of mimic the light blue. So I'm going to select a custom color. So I'm going to go to the blue, Now the blue I selected might be a little bit off from the picture, but just so you get an idea. And then I'm going to select OK. And then I'm going to also add a point. And this, you can add multiple values to get like a subtle change from one color to another. So you can add as many as you want. I don't know if there's a limit, but at least this way you can make a custom gradient. Then here with the angle, if you want darker on the top, just click on the rotation, 90-degree variance, and select OK. And that's it. And you'll notice right here what I'm doing is I'm selecting using the curve tool. So you look underneath the word arrange, I've selected under the line tool curve. And here you just click, and every time you click to a new point, you can choose the type of curve that you'd like to create. One thing you'll notice here that I'm doing it very fast, but if you double click a shape after you created it, you'll see small purple points that you can kind of readjust your shape. You want to make sure that you do that so you weren't locked into the shape you created. Paste or Command C, Command V. You get the idea. Simplify things. And then to add some variation, you could just change the sizes of